Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Break It Down with Braydon. Super excited. I got Alex Holen on with me today. Alex, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Alex is one of my new sales reps and joined the team about a year ago, actually. And so just wanted to have Alex on and kind of talk about his first year experience in the business. So Alex, talk to everybody a little bit about kind of how you ended up at Great American Title and what the experience has been like.
Honestly, this last year, it's been pretty game-changing. Went from a regular 21-year-old to now it feels like a completely different 22-year-old. Honestly, grew up knowing about title. My family's been in it for a while. My escrow officer, or my mom's my escrow officer, my grandma, so it's been kind of in a generational thing.
In the blood.
Didn't think it was until I actually joined, though. Knew I couldn't sit behind a desk, so then one day, my mom presented me with you as the opportunity, saying, hey, it's not sitting behind a desk, it's more of that sales role, and just sat down to talk about life and see if there was an opportunity, and we kind of got it settled down after that first day, and I got started the next month. So joining in, it was a wake-up call. Definitely mixing my personal life, work life. It's a career, not a job.
Yep.
I think that was the biggest eye-opener, which was awesome because it really makes work easier, even though it's different, if that makes sense.
What's been some of your experiences? What's some of the things you've enjoyed? What's some of the things that have been a struggle? What's some of the highlights?
The highlight / biggest fear is just having to talk to people all day, every day. I mean, I feel like throughout my childhood, I thought communication was probably my biggest weakness. I give my best effort every day. That's usually not my weak point. But it was realizing I'm not introverted. I just talk to people. I'm just shy and nervous. Just get over yourself.
Yep.
So that was awesome.
Put yourself out there. Love it.
Yeah. So training under you, we figured out ways to kind of get in front of agents, and I definitely got attracted to just walking into open houses, not knowing people, and just saying hi and trying to make friends.
Yep.
Which is also kind of how I started to build my business, is making friends, and like you told me first day, shaking hands, kissing babies. So I just
be a good person and make a lot of introductions to one another. Yeah, it's just all it's about.
Yeah, it just kind of came naturally, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. What's some of the other things that you've learned?
Everything. I remember our first day, I couldn't even name one brokerage. I didn't even know what that was. Now I can pretty much name any brokerage. I'm like we all are, just stalking realtors every day, and just the whole process of title, real estate, how loan officers get involved, just the whole thing I've learned.
Talk about that process.
Well, it's been incredible. I mean, knowing that there's all different jobs to just making that contract go through the process, and knowing that we're kind of the backbone to it, even though there's other people that are probably more important to make it happen initially.
Yep. I
like how important we are during the process to show like why we put so much effort towards why we're so passionate about why we want to use Great American, because we trust that we have the best sources, not when it's good, but when it gets bad.
Yeah. And
that's something I've been trying to just let people know and kind of bring awareness to.
Yep. What's been your experience with Great American?
It's been incredible. I mean, going from a job where you're clocking in, clocking out, people are always managing you, to having trust and saying, hey, this is what you're doing, kind of having that shadowing time period, but then just being like, you're going off on your own doing this, knowing keeping track of what I'm doing and knowing when to do it, get it done, and just being able to work my day how I wanted to work it. Every day's different, which I like, but also keeping that schedule, knowing I'm going to grow and it's growing day after day.
Yeah, you get the opportunity to kind of run your own business. It's been fun to kind of watch and see kind of, okay, like I said, you said in the beginning, I kind of gave you a lot of avenues, but then it's up to you to kind of decide which avenue works best for you. And it's been fun to see you kind of run with different things like the home tours and just the hot sheets and working the new listings and things of that nature and seeing what's kind of been successful for you and then just running with it.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, how they're just kind of doubling down with what's working for you and how you've kind of implemented different sales strategies.
So yeah, within our first week, you gave me the whole rundown of how to meet realtors. That was pretty much day one. And the ones I got attracted to, like I said, open house, home tours, those are nice because there's always an agent in an open house. Yep. The listing agents have to be at the home tours. For me, it was a way to put in a lot of work, impress these people, and see if I could get anything out of it.
Yep.
It just worked from the beginning, and I just kind of kept going on and growing, and I do think I made a pretty big difference from day one to day 365. So
how many open houses do you think you've walked into now?
Probably over 200, I would say. I will say after a few months, I definitely slowed down just because I would get a little business and try and make sure I'm keeping up with my people. Sure. But it was probably 10, 12 a day, especially from Thursday to Saturday.
Yep. And what do you think that did for your experience level and for your confidence level and just kind of having industry savviness?
Completely different person from day one. And going also to networking with BNI, how you kind of threw me in there.
Yep.
It's really just up to my professional game, make me feel like, whether I'm 22 or 40, we all put on our pants the same way, and how much you prepare is what matters, not what you think you bring to the table because of your ego or anything.
I love that you use that analogy. It's my favorite thing to say is we all woke up in the morning and put our pants on the same way. It's everyone's got to humble themselves, and everyone kind of, especially once you see a little bit of success, it starts to get a little bit of an ego and stuff. So it's you got to remember that as there's always someone that makes more money. There's always somebody that's stronger. There's always somebody that's faster. And so it's just kind of humbling yourself. And so I think it's good that you recognize that.
Yeah. It's even with myself. Sometimes you get one deal and you're like, oh, I'm $1 million and
I'm on fire. Look out. Yep.
You got to keep going, but humble yourself at the same time.
That's all about it. Let's talk a little bit about just kind of the real estate market and kind of what you've learned from the market itself.
Well, when I got in, it was a game changer. I didn't realize, 4 years ago, I could have been making a ton of money because COVID deals were just flying through the roof. So when I got in, I liked it being slow in a way where, your effort was the thing that needed. Agents needed to see effort. Lenders needed to see effort. Everyone had to put in the effort to make these deals go through. Yeah. So getting in at that same time kind of went hand in hand just with my personality. So for me, it's been a pleasure growing slowly and just making sure I'm, keeping all my people happy and satisfied, not getting too crazy. And what I've learned is you have to flow with the times. So there's a lot of new things that come out every day, and it's good to get introduced to that. Love the new things. It's all super shiny, but also staying true to what sells real estate, which is personality. That's how I make my connections. That's how the realtors make their connections. And I think making sure you keep up with the personal touches, but also knowing the new things, and that's how you kind of just get ahead in the real estate industry, yep. I've noticed.
Yep. What do you think helps you kind of stand apart from kind of your peers or from other people in the title industry that are kind of allowing you to foster those relationships?
Well, for one, I will say our team is an open book. I've asked every sales rep on our team, how do you do your business? What are the 3 things you do best? What makes you stand out for your clients? And not reinventing the wheel. I like to honestly learn from the people doing it successfully, copy their strategies. And then not having a family, I'm being young, that has given me an advantage where I can kind of work a little bit on a Saturday, wake up a little extra early, stay out a little late. It lets me put in a little bit more time while I'm young to really get ahead of zero. So
yeah, our agents are working really hard. They're working evenings, they're working weekends. And so when they see that we're doing that same thing and they can depend on us to be there for them during those times, and we're not just like the typical 9-to-5 title company. Mm-hmm. Goes a long way because, like I said, they're working, and so they're expecting us to be working, and so there's just no excuse. So yeah, the fact that you're going above and beyond, I see that when you're emailing late at night and doing the things that your clients are asking you to do as fast as you possibly can to make sure that they're getting the best possible service. So kudos to you for what you've been able to accomplish and kind of the time you've put forth for your clients. What are some of Alex's goals on the horizon?
Well, first off, before we get into that, Thanksgiving season, I want to say thank you as being my mentor and shadowing you for 2-3 months, just about trying to get away from you doing the open houses, but I learned all from you, so I got to say thank you to you.
Appreciate it. Been fun.
Yeah, what was the question?
What are the goals? What's on the horizon for Alex?
My goal is just to keep growing without having any dead ends that grow with it. I don't want to lose any of my people. It's the people that helped me start. But I also want to grow and keep getting more people. And it's just really, for me, my goal is to expand my network while keeping it solidified relationships with everyone.
Cool. Why should people work with Great American?
People should work with Great American because we honestly feel like we'll make you feel like you have unlimited resources here, whether it's to our print department, like with our 20-foot printer and our 3 graphic designers, but also we're all designers ourselves. That's just with print. We have 8 different data pulling resources. But really, it comes down to our connections with who we have also in the business. So with BNI, like I said before, I'm not only a title company, I also have 40 other professionals in my tool belt to give to my agents in case they have a carpet need or an estate planning need. It's not only about title and the marketing, it's really about everything. Yep. So just solidifying all those relationships and being able to provide as much resources to my agents, that's my goal.
Yeah, I think whenever you joined as well, as we talked a lot about just community and getting involved and just being a part of different networks and different organizations and stuff. And so you jumped into BNI, which was awesome. I think you went to several different chapters and kind of found the one that best fit you and the people that have the personality similar to you and where you could kind of blossom yourself. So talk a little bit about that, how the networking group has really helped you just kind of be a better you.
Well, the networking group is game changing. I mean, you show up to this place with 40 other people in the room. We all say it once in a while. We're all there for money.
Yep.
But it's 7 a.m. You think people have had 3 espressos and they all know each other. And when you go in there for the first time, it's hard. But the best part is it's super warm. Everyone wants to shake your hand. Everyone wants to know what you do, your name, not even just your business, but who you are as a person. So kind of getting to my group especially, I really felt that there. And as a person, it helped me kind of grow to saying the same thing I said with my agents, just become more personable, be there for them, make it a family. And that's where I go to every Tuesday at 7 is I just go to my other family, and it's really been nice. And they took me up on some leadership roles right away, so I already started kind of showing my face more and more around there. And now I'm part of the events coordinator, so it works hand in hand with kind of my career already. So it's been feeling good the last few months.
Yeah, I love it. It's just ever since you've joined it, you've just grown in terms of your skill set, in terms of your confidence, and just in terms of a lot of different things. And so it's been awesome to see that. And that's the same thing that I experienced from those groups as well. Is just, you're there every single week, so there's a level of commitment. People have to show up, and if they don't show up, they're probably not going to be successful in the group. They have to step up and serve some sort of leadership capacity. Otherwise, people are just going, oh, well, he's just here to, like you said, collect money and hope that somebody sends him business. He's not here to help one another. And then you got to refer to other people's business, because then the people that help you, or you help, they typically end up helping you. So it's pretty easy. They've got the giver's gain mentality, which is the cliche thing, but it's a real thing. It's the more people that you help, the more people will end up helping you. So it's kind of amazing when people are always knocking on these networking groups like they don't work. Well, that's just because you didn't commit to it and you didn't put your effort forth and you didn't help enough people, and that's why it didn't work for you. So it's been fun to see that it has worked for you, and you've developed some amazing relationships from that. I know you do like your gym workout before with a couple of the guys from the group every week, and so there's just another thing. There's just another way to kind of bond with people and have that relationship. And then also you've got, like you mentioned, 42 people in your group. There's 42 salespeople for Alex, right? So when they're out and about and they're meeting somebody that might be a good connection for you, first thing they probably think of is, oh, I got that guy Alex in my group. I got to make sure I'm getting him connected with whoever I need to be connecting him with. I think that's just powerful, and it's been awesome to kind of watch you grow within that.
Yeah, it's actually been incredible in terms of how I've grown as a salesman, or whatever you call it. Yep. Where the giver's gain mentality, there's like 7 principles: accountability, responsibility, leadership, giver's gain, etc. And it also goes with the book, 7 Levels of Communication. And it is that giver's gain mindset, because no one wants to be with a negative Nancy. No one wants to be with someone who feels like they're emptying their cup into that person. No, we want to be with someone who's filling my cup, someone who's always giving, because then they're uncontrollably have to give back. Yep. It's human nature, and it just really turned that kind of salesy vibe into a real personal relationship. And that's actually why I like my job, where it doesn't feel salesy at all. Yep. I feel like I'm just being myself.
Yeah. What's kind of been your biggest struggle?
Biggest struggle? I'd say it's time management. With all that freedom also comes with a lot of, in mixing the personal and professional life, you have to be able to manage and tell maybe people you could say yes to after 5 o'clock. You can't do those stuff anymore. And you have commitments earlier than 8, 9 o'clock when people usually start their day. And it kind of creates that dynamic where you're always working, but that's also a good thing too. Because if you're always ahead of the game, well, then you're never working. So it's a give and take. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah. Well, and you and I talk about it a lot, is it's people talk about, oh, that's not part of my job title. That's not part of my description. But the fact that you're willing to go above and beyond and help people with things that aren't necessarily part of your job title are why you're going to continue to blossom and continue to grow, because people recognize those things and people see that you're going above and beyond. And even if it's just, providing waters at the home tour or driving people around in your truck or whatnot, like that stuff matters. And as much as people, for instance, your first client, Lucia, she was from riding around in our car on the home tour, right? And so and then we got to spend some time with her, and then you got to obviously develop a relationship with her. So just from that, that just kind of goes to show, just like the little things of just going above and beyond are what's going to help you stand out.
That was the one thing I didn't realize how big personal touch was. So we did that home tour. Maybe I think it was 3 weeks later, we did that first broker open, and truth be told, like I was super new. She invited everyone. Like I didn't do much work except for provide amazing food and try and do my best as what I could do.
Yep.
And it was probably a rookie mistake, got out of contact. And it was probably 3-4 months later. She's like, "Are you still there? I still remember like the arrabbiata sauce you brought. Me and my real estate buddies at the office, we can't stop talking about it." And it was bringing that back where I was like, wow, like she still remembers that. And that's another thing with this job. What you do today, you don't get rewarded at the end of the day. It comes later in life, and it's kind of getting that delayed gratification. And it really made a big difference getting that phone call and made me just focus on that personal touch, personal side a lot more.
Yeah, there's no instant reward in this company or in this industry. Anything, regardless if you open a deal today, it's not closing for, maybe it's a fast closing. It might close in a week, but typically it's 30 to 45 days, if not longer. So you even open that up and it's like, oh, yay, woohoo, I got a deal. Then also that could cancel. There could be so many other factors. It could get delayed closing. There's all these different things. And then we then get paid 30 days later than that after the closing's closed and then the next pay period.
Yeah.
So that one deal you might open, you might not get paid on that for another 60, 90, 120 days. So yeah, there's a lot in the beginning that you were doing where it's like, okay, like I'm doing a lot of this work, but I'm not really seeing any reward. I'm like, stick with it. You got this. You're going to do great. And it's been fun to watch because you've definitely grown your numbers every month and you're getting just a different level of confidence to you, which is fun to see, while staying humble, of course. And yeah, it's just, I wanted to have you on just because it's just been exciting to have you on the team and just excited to watch just everything that you've been doing. And so talk a little bit about your corridor home tour and just kind of how that's grown.
Well, so the corridor home tour, we started when Brogan and I, he's with Bison Ventures. We started and we were trying to find an area that wasn't too populated. A lot of my people have home tours kind of all around Scottsdale, a lot of his people. In the 85259 Shea Corridor, Via Linda area, we just saw it was not getting a lot of love. So we kind of just chose an area where every month I about have 70 listings where I can call through and try and get a bunch of people together where we can kind of highlight that area, kind of show why it's important. It has one of the best schools in that section basis. I mean, people come from all over the country there.
Yep.
So I think it's really undervalued. And I think we kind of made a good mark getting in there. And it's been awesome. Like Brogan's also transformed his career into a videography career. So now we're able to provide our agents on the tour with video. I bring in brochures before I even know you. So I pretty much try and give you what I'm going to offer before you even work with me. It's got me a lot of deals, and it showed me a lot of other people's true colors too. So it's been good overall.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. I think you've done a great job with that. You've created a consistency about it. Everyone loves going on them. You're doing an amazing job putting together the marketing material for them, so it actually just looks like a professionally run tour. And now you're organizing the 85254 tour as well. So you've just got a lot going on with tours and just different functions and events you've got regularly scheduled. And so it's been great to see, and I'm proud of you, Alex. It's fun to have you on my team, and just excited to see where things are going to go. So kudos to you. For everybody that wants to get a hold of you, how can they reach out to you?
Call me, text me, email me, 480-204-2983 or ahollien@azgat.com. Real quick, one thing I wanted to say was one of my funniest experiences in this industry was...
Uh-oh.
So I went to an open house, met an agent. I think I've met her before. So I was like, yeah, what do we want to do? Like, have you even door knocked the neighborhood? And she's like, no. And in my BNI, the agent told me like his go-to is the 5 houses to the left, 5 houses to the right, 10 and forward. At least get those 20 houses.
Yep.
And at least you did some of your job. And she's like, oh, I never door knocked before. And I'm like, let's do it. So I printed her door hangers over there the next day. And the first 5 houses, I door knocked. And I was like saying I was an agent. And we actually got like 2 leads, kind of. I mean, obviously, I don't know if they came to fruition, but it was really fun kind of being in their shoes and just having a different job for the hour. And that's something where I'm like, you can't do that with any other job.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. Every day we get to kind of reinvent ourselves, decide what our marketing program is that day. And obviously, we want to make sure that there's some consistency to it, of course. But the real estate industry is always changing. And so we've got to make sure that we're staying cutting edge and staying on top of the ball. So it's... Yeah, it's funny you kind of told that little story.
Yeah.
So obviously you gave everyone your contact information. For everyone that wants to just kind of reach out to you, though, what's kind of the things you want to help them with?
I mean, really, we're almost done with Q4 of this year.
Yep.
I feel like from what I've been doing last month is starting my 2025 already. So if you haven't started that, I mean, that's the first game plan is
Yep.
Where are we going? Who do you know? how we're going to expand your network. Same way I expanded mine, because there's really one way to do it. You just got to talk to people, get out there. So it's kind of, what are you doing? And if you don't know the answer, I'd love to meet with you and kind of put you on the right track of kind of building personal relationships and kind of getting a referral-based business versus just leads, which are also amazing. But I just know in my experience, I've seen referrals kind of go a lot further.
I love it. Thank you all for sticking around for another episode of Break It Down with Braydon. Thank you, Alex, so much for joining me. For all your real estate agents out there, please reach out to Alex. He's absolutely crushing it out there, and it'll just be an amazing resource for you. Thanks again for sticking around another episode of Break It Down with Braydon, and more to come. Thanks, guys.